Kym Whitley's life has been one nonstop roller coaster, shooting for the Hollywood big leagues, colliding with legendary figures, and stumbling into controversies that nearly ended her career. From being booted off Soul Train before the cameras rolled, to clashing with Ice Cube over the Friday franchise, to an FBI scare that blindsided her, Kym has survived more drama than most folks see in a lifetime. Throw in a heartbreaking tragedy with her true love, and the joyous surprise of motherhood through adoption, and you got a story too wild for fiction. Let's peel back the layers of Kym Whitley's journey to see how she turned every crisis into comedic gold. Born on July 21st, 1961, in Shaker Heights, Ohio, Kym Whitley grew up in a family that expected her to aim for a conventional life. With stable surroundings and supportive parents, she seemed destined for an ordinary path. After a stint at Fisk University, she imagined maybe she'd become a teacher or find some typical office job. But fate had other ideas. A chance encounter with comedic legend Redd Foxx revealed a spark nobody could ignore. He saw comedic brilliance in Kym and told her not to waste it. That advice planted the seed for something big. Soon after, she packed up her life in Ohio, headed west to Los Angeles, and declared she would chase her dream, no matter what obstacles tried to block her way. Kym's first major Hollywood heartbreak showed up almost as soon as she arrived. Inspired by the prospect of TV exposure, she auditioned to become a dancer on the iconic Soul Train. It felt like a golden ticket until chaos erupted backstage. A few staffers decided Kym looked too much like actress Jackie Harry, who had connections on set. Tensions flared, rumors spread. Before Kym even had the chance to step into the spotlight and boogie on camera, producers kicked her out. Anyone else might have run back home in tears, but Kym used that rejection as fuel. If Hollywood was going to slam a door in her face, she'd find another route. She dusted herself off and vowed that the next time producers saw her, they'd be the ones doing the begging. One day, Kym heard a radio ad for Shelley Garrett's play, Beauty Shop, where the cast performed live snippets on air. Intrigued, she showed up at the theater and auditioned as an understudy. That might have been enough for some people, but Kym wasn't into waiting around. She wrote a brand new part, a feisty church lady, and pitched it to Shelley himself. Impressed by her initiative, he added the role. Suddenly, Kym found herself touring with the hit play, bringing down the house every night with her comedic timing. Soon after, Hollywood started knocking. Roles on popular shows like Moesha and the Wayans brothers introduced her to a wider audience. She had a knack for popping into a scene, delivering a few zingers, and stealing the spotlight. Then came Curb Your Enthusiasm. Acting alongside Larry David required quick-witted improv, and Kym nailed it. Casting directors finally realized she wasn't just another hopeful. She had comedic muscle worthy of primetime slots. Kym's momentum soared when she landed the role of Auntie Sugar in Next Friday. The fans ate it up. She was sassy, hilarious, and authentic, a perfect addition to the Friday franchise. It should have been a long-term gig, but when Friday After Next came around, Ice Cube never alerted her until the script was practically set in stone. By then, she'd already locked in a role on Deliver Us from Eva, which meant 2 overlapping shoot dates. Cube refused to juggle the schedule. He demanded Kym drop everything or lose the part. With a signed contract on the table for Deliver Us from Eva, Kym couldn't just walk away. So she stuck to her commitment, and Ice Cube swiftly replaced her. Worse yet, word spread that he was furious. For years, he reportedly gave her the cold shoulder. No calls, no friendly chats, nothing. Kym tried to smooth things over, even showing up at his concerts to apologize. Eventually, he let the grudge go. But the experience taught Kym a brutal lesson about Hollywood politics. Sometimes the people you trust can turn into obstacles faster than you can say sequel. Hollywood gossip isn't always harmless. One day, Kym tried giving a heads up to a music industry acquaintance about a scandalous tape rumored to feature a certain R&B star. She wasn't angling for money or pulling a shady scheme. She was just trying to warn them about potential fallout. Authorities saw it differently. Before she knew it, the FBI came calling, suspecting some kind of extortion attempt. Kym found herself in the hot seat, explaining she was only being loyal and had zero interest in blackmail. Eventually, the dust settled, and she faced no charges. Still, for a moment, Kym feared her entire career might collapse under the weight of an accusation she never wanted any part of. It was a wake-up call about how easily good intentions can turn into career-threatening chaos. Love was another roller coaster in Kym Whitley's life. She grew up alongside Gerald Levert, the celebrated R&B singer with a magnetic stage presence. Their bond ignited in high school, survived into adulthood, and kept swirling back together, despite breakups and parental disapproval. Kym's folks felt his musical lifestyle was too unpredictable, but the two couldn't stay away from each other. As they matured, the possibility of marriage seemed real, until tragedy struck. Gerald died unexpectedly at 40 from an accidental OD. The shock devastated Kym, who believed they'd eventually tie the knot. Losing her first true love at such a young age was a heartbreak that changed her forever. She later learned Gerald had also been connected to other high-profile entertainers. But in Kym's eyes, none of that overshadowed the deep, lifelong bond they'd shared. Out of her toughest chapters grew one of Kym's greatest blessings, motherhood. In 2011, she adopted her son, Joshua. Suddenly, the woman who'd spent years hustling on stages and sets was balancing bottles, nap times, and lullabies. The transition inspired her reality show, Raising Whitley, which aired on the OWN network. Cameras documented her unpredictable, joyful attempts to navigate motherhood while still making time for her comedic career. The world saw Kym in a different light, not just the zany actress or stand-up personality, but a loving mom who approached parenting with the same off-the-cuff humor that defined her stage work. This new role sparked other changes as well. Looking to model healthy habits for Joshua, Kym dropped around 30 pounds by prioritizing exercise, hydration, and a more balanced lifestyle. It was never about being skinny, she said, but about staying healthy for the son who needed her. If there's one constant in Kym Whitley's life, it's her unbreakable spirit. She rolled with every punch, getting kicked off Soul Train, losing a major movie franchise, facing an FBI investigation, and enduring the heartbreak of losing someone she once planned to marry. Each time, she dusted herself off, added another punchline to her comedic arsenal, and kept on rolling. Now a seasoned Hollywood veteran, Kym continues to light up our screens, whether she's popping into sitcoms, lending her voice to animated shows, or sharing candid stories on talk shows. Her net worth might not eclipse the biggest A-listers, but her legacy grows whenever she brings that familiar mix of humor, resilience, and authenticity to the stage. For fans, she's far more than a sitcom regular. She's living proof that you can turn life's hardest blows into comedic gold and still stand tall. Kym Whitley's story is both hilarious and humbling. She's fought through early rejections, painful betrayals, and devastating losses. Yet through it all, she has remained the definition of never give up. While the headlines often spotlight the drama, like her battles with Ice Cube or unexpected run-ins with federal agents, it's her warmth and tenacity that truly define her. She's part of a dying breed of Hollywood survivors who keep their heads up, their hearts open, and their sense of humor intact. Where she goes next, only time will tell. There's a good chance she'll keep us on our toes, whether she's landing fresh TV roles or exploring new ventures that blend motherhood and comedy. But one thing's certain, Kym Whitley has proven, time and again, that no matter how wild or messy life gets, resilience and a well-timed joke can carry you through anything.